Hey, are you a small group leader? I hope you are. Maybe you're a parent watching this, and we're going to give you a quick overview of our year in small groups for Gloria Day Lutheran Church Youth Ministry. My name is Katie LeClaire. I'm the director of the whole thing. Well, the Holy Spirit's the director, but I'll try to do my best. I have my list on my iPhone here. We are having a meeting tonight. It's the 11th of September, 2014 for small group leaders. Many can't make it, so I thought I would try to condense everything I'm going to download there, upload, download. For you, I'm at my home studios before I go into work tonight because I had class this morning. It doesn't matter. Okay, we kick off our confirmation year. It's going to be awesome. It starts on the 17th of September. That's like 6 days away. Wednesday night at 6:30. Please come to dinner if you want to. We're serving dinner again. It's awesome. It's the best food ever. $5, or you can buy a punch card. We're starting dinner earlier this year at 5:15 if you want to come that early, because Yuba Latte Choir has a new director who's going to meet with 7th through 12th grade choir people in the Colonial Room from 5:45 to 6:30. So it's a little bit of a change. And those students may need to eat first, which would be a good idea. We don't want crabby children in our small groups. Teens, youth, sorry. So you can come to dinner if you want at 5:15, or anytime after that. We'll serve for about an hour. I have a lot of meal cashiers, and I really appreciate, we've had a great response for that. So we're ready to serve meals, and you can come and get your meal and then go to your small group at 6:30. Next week is it's a kickoff. It's an orientation for all leaders, all students, and all parents that want to come and get the scoop for the year. We're going to do 3 separate orientations. The 7th graders will meet separate from 8th grade, who will meet separate from the 9th and 10th will meet together because their information is sort of similar. And we'll have the pastors and myself split up into those areas to try to get you the information that you need. It's not going to just be 1 hour of us talking at you like this video is. It will be some mixers so that you can get to know some other families. You'll have time to meet with your mentor if you are a 9th or 10th grader. And all 8th through 10th grade will be doing goal setting for your year, including parents and including leaders, and giving us some valuable feedback that we're going to need to keep refining things and how we do it. So that's next week. That's kickoff. We're going to be done in an hour. And you can stay after if you want to talk and catch up. But please come to kickoff. Don't skip it. We're going to give you a ton of good information. After that, this information in this video is pretty much for small group leaders, but anybody else is, of course, welcome to listen in. Be very fun for you. We're going to try to do some new things to kick our year off. So what that looks like is on the 24th, when we start our first kind of official night, we will have 7th and 8th graders having their lesson time, like it's kind of a traditional model. And you'll have some time to start your group covenants if you'd like, and start your year off. So that our 7th graders kind of see what a normal week looks like. If you're a 9th or 10th grade leader, I need your creativity and your involvement in a different way, because we're going to have just a mixer night for all of 9th and 10th grade. I don't have a plan made for that. I'm doing this intentionally so that you as a group leader can maybe give some input. You know these students a little bit better than I do. We can also just turn the night over to the young people if they have some ideas, but I want them to be doing some games, hanging out, meeting new people is really the goal there, because as you know, the feedback we've been receiving is that people like coming to church. It's not a boring or bad thing, but they just don't know enough people and they need to make more friends. So we're going to mix them up on the 24th for 9th and 10th grade. For 7th and 8th grade, as you know, those two groups meet together, 7th and 8th. And 9th and 10th. We're also going to be doing some intentional, what I'm going to call shuffling within the grades, because we have some new groups forming and I want to see some more mixing there. Particularly for our guys. I think the girls do it a little bit better, but guys and girls and all that kind of stuff. So when you come to small group, each week, be prepared for who's ever leading your large group session to do some type of a group mixer. Hopefully we're going to meet multiple intelligences there. It's not always going to be some big thing. And we're going to use that time to draw out new friendships and hopefully be connecting kids. I need to know because I'm not going to know without you telling me, early in the year, if you have students in your group or just one or whatever that is not connecting, is not mixing, or is habitually not attending. Please turn in your attendance sheets. We're just going to have a very simple form this year. If they're here or not, it's not going to have all the questions we had last year. I'll have those attendance sheets with your leader packets at the welcome table each week. But let me know, either use those sheets or email me or whatever you need to do. I need to know if there's something different we can be doing with the group placements, because you're the best judge of that. I don't know if I'm allowed to use the word judge, but let me know, because we had some issues last year I wasn't aware about until about a week ago. So it would have been nice to know I can help with that if there's discipline or we just need some correction. So as we get started, just know that we're going to be doing more mixers. I'm going to try to do that throughout the year. Okay, so at the same time, you've got the 17th is kickoff, then I'm going to have on the 24th, and on the 1st, and I can't remember on the 8th, I don't have the calendar in front of me, we're going to invite parents back if they'd like to see what we do for large group. All 4 grades, but the 24th, as I just said, is a game night. But after large group, we're going to dismiss the parents to go meet with one of the pastors if they'd like to have a meetup. That can have a formal agenda or not. Again, I'm not planning those for our clergy and our intern pastor, Kate, but they'll have some heads up that we're going to be doing that. We'll talk about that next week a little bit and invite them. We just want to, again, be connecting people. The pastors want to get to know the parents a little bit better. We can be listening posts and those kind of things. And I'm hoping I'll get to some of those too, because it's important for me. But we'll be inviting parents back and to meet in the large group if you want to meet them as small group leaders. That was more feedback I got last year. It would have been nice to know some of the parents. So okay, this is kind of a random list, so I'm going to try to go quick because I can't stand really long YouTube videos. But okay, another thing we're going to try this year, and it's up to you as a group leader, but I'm going to put it out there as an option, is something called Super Tweet. It's going to be this great big worksheet, like 11 by 17, with 140 characters marked off on it, like little blanks, like a tweet. And it's going to be a poster-sized tweet. And sometimes your lessons will have the option of ending with you coming up with a group tweet to summarize what you did, and we'll put it on a physical wall. We're going to, like a Twitter feed. Have your kids explain it to you if you don't know what it is, to display. And I think it's just another way to get creative about having them synthesize the lesson and like boil it down into the nugget meaning. We got more information on that is coming, but that'll be an option in many of our lessons, as well as more permission for students to engage technology if they have a Bible app instead of a physical book Bible. I'm going to be putting into some of the lessons opportunities for students to take pictures, upload them to our not our Facebook, but probably our Twitter page or things like that, or send them to me so that I can use them. Some of your lessons will have maybe look up stuff on a Bible app or on Google. Not everybody in your group would need a smartphone to do that. And as you know, we have very limited connectivity down in both rooms, room 100 and fellowship hall. I'm going to try to get some routers down there this year, but that'll be an experiment because we don't know how much that's going to work. But I'm trying. We're going to try it. So you might have some more opportunities for that. If you're a leader who says there's no way I want cell phones in my group, it's way too distracting, I don't trust them, I'm going to leave that up to you, but I am going to ask you to consider taking a risk. And instead of us being a church that says, turn off all your technology, surrender it when you walk in, I just have a wondering, what if we were a church that says, these devices are not evil. We can actually use them for Jesus' glory, and we want to have students see how these can be used for positive things. So I've heard of churches that are doing it. We're probably kind of behind the times that we're not. And if you're not comfortable with it, I totally understand and don't worry about it. But I'm going to put some of that in some of your lessons this year so you know that's coming up. I'm looking at my list here, as I just said. Okay. You're going to get information on your grade retreats. Small group leaders are not required to attend those, but your I would love it if you came along as a driver or a guide for the weekends. We don't go in order of the grades or anything. Like 10th grade happens first in October. 11, I'm half asleep. 8th grade is in early November, and then we wait. 7th grade is in early February, and 9th grade is in early March. So just your students will get information about those coming up. We have such limited time in our large groups. I really rely on you as small group leaders if you could help promote those and say that those are, we don't want to say even requirements or expectations, but those are just very valuable parts of confirmation. And what I've noticed is students that are processing everything in 10th grade when they're getting ready to affirm their baptism and stuff, those who had a more meaningful experience are those that committed to those retreats and stuff, of course. So we're going to try to keep those affordable. There are scholarships available, but we want to promote those, and I need your help doing that if we don't spend a lot of time in large group promoting them. We're trying to go to Detroit. I will talk about that again next week at kickoff. For the ELCA National Youth Gathering, it's an every 3-year experience. That is happening next July. It seems like very far away. The issue is we need to register in October, a month from now. If we're going to go, I don't know if we're going or not because we don't have anyone registered. I ask for a minimum of 8 students to register by October 12th. I'm not going to be moving that deadline. Just need to get your deposit and your registration in. And that's for students currently in 8th grade all the way through 12th grade. So we'll talk about that next week. And if you have students even remotely interested, send them my way so I can get them the info packet if they didn't come to one of the meetings. One more thing about that, if everybody signed up who came to our info sessions and said they're very interested, we'd have enough to make this trip work. I just can't go forward with fundraising or anything else until I get some actual deposits in here. So then I can tell students, hey, we're actually doing this, and we can add more, but I just need the minimum in October. Another event that's coming up, again, it's just a lot of announcements. We're trying to get to the Cardboard Box City at the State Fairgrounds. That's over MEA, October 16th and 17th. You'll get a handout with all this on it. That's an overnight, sleeping outside on the concrete in either a tent with no tent pegs, so one of those like pop-up things, or a cardboard construction thing that you bring. You can bring whatever you can carry, no food or drink, to this event. $10 gets you into the event, and then it's supposed to be a fundraiser for Project Home. It's a metro-wide deal. We've been there before, just not since I've been here, and I'd really like us to participate. I've got a minimum on that. We need a minimum of 10 students by October 1st to sign up to make that trip happen. I have some people that are interested in helping lead that, could use more. That's all grades, so come on over for that. Okay, I'm looking here. Grill and Chill is for grades 10 through 12 at the end of every month, the last Sunday of the month. I've had requests for 9th graders to be included. I'm going to leave that up to the host families. I'm not trying to get out of like making major decisions here, but I can kind of understand both reasonings for 9th graders. If you have 9th graders that would like to go, Grill and Chills happen on the last Sunday of the month. This month it happens to be at Greg Berger and Julie Prince's house. Alicia and Brittany are the students there. And we just go to a person's house for 2 hours, chill out, eat a lot of food, play games, and whatever the host family does with us. But those are going to be really fun. So promote that with your high school students if you're one of their leaders. What else do I have to tell you? Because I don't want to push pause. J-term is shorter this year. Our entire year's kind of shrunk a little bit because Lent happens quicker. We'll have 2 weeks of like speakers at J-term. I'm still open to ideas for that. I was thinking faith and science. Nothing scheduled yet. And then the 3rd week of January is going to be a family mixer mission night. So we're going to be talking about how all of the families in your small group, including parents or guardians or grandparents or whatever, can get together and do a service project like we did twice a year last year, but all families working on that. Oh, I need to get your background checks to you. I don't know why I didn't do that already. I got to do that. I hope to have those in the email by tomorrow because some of you don't need to and some of you do. I printed off a list with all the schools we go to. It's crazy. I don't even know. I will bring that to show you. I will have it available at the welcome table on Wednesday nights because I sometimes do talk to parents and students who like, no one else goes to my school. Well, let's take a look at it. Maybe someone else does go to your school. I don't know. And it's very interesting. There's like many, many schools and only a couple of students at each. I think the last thing I just wanted to quickly say for 10th grade leaders, this is more of a mentor thing, but our 10th graders might be taking some extra Wednesday nights off to work on their Credo project. We're going to discuss that at our retreat on October 4th. I just want to make sure that we're giving students and mentors all the time that they need for that. We'll be flexible. 10th graders also go to Mount Zion with our friends from the Jewish community there, and they come and visit us. So that happens in 10th grade, and that'll happen again this year. That's already on the calendar. And I get maybe the one last thing, I think. I'll make it the last thing. Many ways to communicate this year. We've got the WordPress, and I'm going to be starting the text message blast system. You can sign up for that now or at kickoff. I hope to give everybody time to do that. We've got our WordPress like blog site that's where you get your lessons each week, and I'll have links for that in your emails that you get from me. Weekly, you should receive leader updates every Thursday. That's my goal. I'm going to try to so that you have your lesson at least a week in advance. There's a Twitter feed, and we have a private Facebook group for students or parents or leaders. That's where we're going to keep the Acolyte schedule, and I'll have printed copies of that at the welcome table. There's just a lot of ways to connect. I don't know how many in-person leader enrichment meetings we're going to be able to pull off. Everyone is very busy. I honor and respect that. So I might have to put a lot of stuff online like this. You can like watch me in your car. I don't know why you'd want to do that. But maybe this is a way to get more information out to everybody. And then hopefully you find me. You can text me or email me if you need to get a hold of me. It's probably the best way to find me is email. But I would love to still personally meet with all of our mentors and all of our small group leaders to hear what your prayer concerns are and make sure you have everything you need to feel very prepared and successful this year. Here's what success is. What are we doing this for? We want to make a great big deal about Jesus and Jesus' love and inclusion into God's family. So Jesus, number one, most awesome. And we want to make a great big deal out of connecting students to friendships and to the church community. So we want them to feel like this is their home. Many students have told me they feel like this is their home. That's really cool. So we want to make a big deal about Jesus, and we want to make a big deal about connecting. I'm not saying that the content and the Bible part, which you know are a great big deal to me, aren't important. We're going to get to all of that. We're going to have content and learning and meaning making together. But I really want to see relationships form this year. So if you ever need to default to something and you're looking at your lesson and it's too much and you don't know how you're going to get through it all, what you do is you look at whatever's going to connect students to one another better and have them be making friends. And if they're not making friends, I need to know, because there's things we can try and do a little bit different to make sure that people are connecting. That's it. I don't really need to say much more. That's plenty of information to get you started. We will talk about Lent in another update once I know more about what we're doing there. And if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. I think you're awesome. I think you're like super awesome. So stay cool and let me know how I can pray for you. And I think you're great and Jesus loves you.